That is such a great Valentine's Day card.
Yeah.
God bless Kennedy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So I got this prank call I was telling you about,
Yeah.
and what was it? It was an air duct again, but this one was particularly persistent because he kept asking for my name, and sometimes I use this strategy when I'm wasting their time that I pretend not to hear what they're saying. I'm like, "What's my game? What's your game? You're the one who called me." So he's like, "No, sir. What is your name? Your name. Your name." He was like that video. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, I was on the spot. I just said Barack Obama. I expected this guy to hang up immediately, right? He said no. How do you spell that?
Oh.
I'm like, what?
Oh.
Okay, Bara.
Oh my God.
He's like, okay, have a good day. He hangs up, and then he texts me, Mr. Barack, are you still
No.
interested in?
No way.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hey, he's
persistent, yeah.
he's fresh here, and if he's here in Canada, he's fresh here in Canada. He doesn't know about Barack.
Ah, they're not in Canada. They're all calling from Bangor or
From
wherever the
Mumbai,
fucking Mumbai, Bangalore,
Bangladesh.
yeah, Bangladesh,
Oh my God.
yeah,
That's a great way to start off a podcast. Welcome.
yeah.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Mhm.
Episode 28. We're actually we're getting close to 52, which would be a year doing this.
Oh,
Well, we're a little over halfway.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what's up with you other than the prank call? How have you been?
The fuck I've been. Oh, I've been okay. That question caught me off guard. Yeah, I'm good. Got some slack from work finally, so yeah.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
I think you guys who our constant listeners will know Bard gets tortured a little bit
Yeah.
often, more often than usual lately. So he kind of needs some time off. I think
Yeah,
at least.
I haven't touched my guitar in weeks, you know?
I haven't touched myself in 24 hours. No, I'm kidding. Actually, no, I'm not
Is
kidding.
that
It's
your
only been a
record?
day.
Yeah.
That's my record.
Yeah.
I can't abstain. You gotta, those like dog cones? You gotta put a dog
Yeah.
cone around me no, on my like
On
hand. Like I can't like
no,
get down there and
on your
on my
malukia.
dick.
Yeah.
No, the cone won't work on my dick. I think you gotta cone
Yeah.
my hand. Right. Yeah, so I don't fucking go down and
Oh.
wrestle my. Yeah, yeah. So it's like every time I try, like if the cone is like long enough,
Yeah.
I can't make it. I can't make contact. Maybe if I try, I can stretch my fingers. Anyway. Oh, oh. Yeah, you
Okay.
can see how fucked up I am. I'm all right myself. I had a couple. The past month has been weird sleeping. In fact, like 2 nights ago, I was just staring at the ceiling like a gecko.
Yeah,
That's I don't
this
know. I don't know
fucking
what I'm saying.
are they gonna do daylight savings again? That's not gonna help.
That's gonna make it. Oh God.
That's not gonna
Yeah,
help, bro.
it's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
Shit, you
Why
brought that
why
to
the
me,
fuck do they still do that? Anyways.
dude. Oh my God, the research shows that is actually worse for people, like for their health.
Wait,
Like why?
they needed research to say that. I could have told you that.
Well, no, it's just you know how it is with policymakers. I don't think they would just go off of our anecdotes, and the research is like, yo, you should probably not do this. Like, it causes like there's like a decline in health that's been noted from it.
I could
Like,
have told you that for free.
you could have,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't listen to you. They'd
Yeah.
say whatever,
Good,
whatever, boy,
good point.
whatever, and then and then even with the even with the research, which minimum, there's been research for 2 years at least talking about this minimum. Like since 2019, I read research about it, and we still haven't done shit. Dude, the worst feeling, you've done this, right? If you're gaming and it's like, when does it hit? At 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Uh, it doesn't, I haven't hit it every time, but it's bad when it hits and it's
You,
it's
you,
2 a.m.
you lose an
It's like a
hour.
Yeah, like it's 2 a.m. and then all of a sudden everybody in the chat is like, it's 3 a.m. Like that is the worst. And when you go to bed, and me, obviously we talk about my schmeat and beating my meat, and then by the time you get to bed, brush your teeth,
Yeah.
beat your meat, then it's 4 a.m. You're like,
And
oh,
then if you have somewhere to go the next day, you're 1 hour short of sleep.
oh, absolutely, you're fucked. You're just a zombie.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember one time we had that, like the last one last year. I think I was actually awake for that one. Like I played games longer than I should have. You know how it is, and you know how it is. People our age know how it is. When you have too much like work and you don't have enough time for
Then you
recreation, you
pick
will
out
fall
on
to your sleep.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll do that. It's actually like a phenomenon that's researched. I'm not gonna go into research. It's not why we're here.
Yeah.
But the point is like you'll do that. So I did that, and I remember we all just shit ourselves in the chat. We're like, it's fucking 3 a.m. Ah, like we were like freaking out. Anyway, fuck that shit.
I'm just trying to think of Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Oh, the Mario.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for Seth as Danky Kang. What is Danky Kang? Have you seen that
Yeah,
Jeopardy
yeah,
one?
I've seen that. Apparently
What
that
is
was
Danky
fake.
Kang? Oh, okay. Well,
I don't
fuck
know.
me.
I don't know. Or I don't know.
Anyways,
And fucking Chris Pratt as Mario. He's so cool.
I don't know how that's gonna work out,
He's
but
so
whatever.
cool.
Charlie Day, right? That's Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
That's the
I
one
like
they
that
said
pick.
is gets a pass. Yeah.
That gets a pass in my opinion. Even Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, I think it gets a pass. Fuck it.
I don't know what he's gonna
Um.
do.
All right, so let's start off with we talk our usual news segment. So DC Fandome is coming out soon, next week, I believe. Let's see, what day is it today? Recording. Yeah, so this coming weekend when this pod drops, DC Fandome is out. There was a trailer, and all it is, you don't need to necessarily watch the trailer. I'll break it down for you. Just think of any movie that was in production. The Batman with Matt Reeves' Batman, Black Adam with The Rock in it. I can't believe The Rock is Black Adam. That's crazy to me. Peacemaker with John Cena. Isn't that funny? Two WWE guys, like
Yeah, that
top
is funny.
stars,
Maybe
as
they'll even
in
fight each
DC.
other.
Maybe Peacemaker versus Black Adam. Black Adam would fuck up Peacemaker though. Anyway, The Flash season 8, The Flash movie, Superman and Lois season 2, like all these shows are getting trailers, and then there's the two games that were announced. You remember Gotham Knights and like the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game?
Vaguely.
Yeah, they were quickly given a trailer. I think we're getting a more of a peek at it. But what got me was Young Justice season 4 is coming out, the animated show. I'm very, very interested to eventually watch it. And of course, it's on HBO Max, so we're fucked.
Wait, I thought it was on Netflix.
It is, but I guess the fourth season will
Not the new season.
exclusively
Yeah,
be HBO. So
that makes sense.
there's that.
When I saw that on Netflix, I thought there must be a catch.
Same,
Yeah.
same. But it's interesting. DC is more open to putting their properties on Netflix, like in comparison to Marvel now.
Yeah,
Marvel did it before, but then Disney Plus came out,
they're
right?
not
So
worth as much.
yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, there's a packed slate for what they're teasing for Fandom. I don't know. Are you looking forward to any of that DC stuff, or do you not care too much?
You know what? I'm more on the video game side of things, so maybe
Yeah,
some of these games look cool.
yeah. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm
Cause
looking forward to the game content. Yeah.
Because any of the game content from Marvel does not hold my interest. Isn't that funny? DC has been, I think, pretty much making the better games. Whether you're talking
Yes.
about Injustice or the Batman Arkham series or
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
what does Marvel have? The Avengers? Huh.
They have.
Who's
Oh no,
gonna play
definitely not
that?
that. Marvel Ultimate
Oh,
Alliance
they
one and
had the
two.
Spider-Man game, I guess. That one's
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think I've actually like aside from yeah, I can only think of Ultimate Alliance and the Spider-Man game that I really liked.
How are there not how is there not a good Superman game yet? That blows my
It's hard.
mind.
It's difficult. I want it,
What
but it's
would
difficult to
just
do.
mm,
You'd
no.
have to do a mechanic where Cal is constantly being like hit with kryptonite poisoning. You need to balance him. Otherwise, he's
Just
overpowered.
fucking take Microsoft Flight Simulator for Xbox and replace the plane with fucking Clark. That's all you have to do.
Lois, listen to
Lois,
me.
listen to me.
What's his name is
Nick
Clark would have
Cage.
been.
Yeah.
Nick Cage. Have you seen the picture,
Yeah,
people?
I've seen with the long hair.
If this gets socials, you're gonna see the picture. I will insert it. Like you'll see Nick Cage with long hair.
Lois.
Lois. Oh my God. Do you remember they CGI'd his abs in for Ghost Rider?
Did they actually?
Yeah, that's CGI. Did you know? I didn't know that until after. That's insane. They CGI'd Nick Cage's abs for Ghost Rider.
He probably had a few months to do like some crunches and shit. But
I guess he
he's
just
just like fuck it.
I don't even know what went on there. Anyway, what was I on about? Oh, that Batman movie coming out. Apparently, Andy Serkis, who directed Venom 2, he was saying because he's in the movie, he's Alfred. It's not even a
Oh,
spoiler. It's just we know he's casted as Alfred. He says, "Oh, the Batman is a masterpiece of a movie." I don't know. That's a co-star
oh,
in the movie
yeah,
talking about it.
talk about tooting your own horn.
Yeah, so I'm like, take it for whatever, but I don't think he's a liar, Andy Serkis. So I have a lot of faith in this movie actually. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna enjoy it, but I have to keep my expectations low because I had it way too high for Wonder Woman 2, and
Yeah.
I got disappointed. So, yeah, there's that. All
Okay,
right. Well,
what do we got next?
the next thing is, oh my God.
Oh god.
Okay, William I almost said Shatner.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. William Shatner. He's set to go into space on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin ship. Yeah. So he already went. Rather, it's not that he's set. Apparently, he's already in space as we speak
They
when we're
launched his
recording
ass
this.
into space, bro.
He's 90 years old, dude.
They launched a 90-year-old guy into space. That's murder.
I'm telling you, it's murder. He's so old. Just
That's
imagine he
murder.
gets up there, and the pressure causes his head to just blow up.
Yeah, like a
Like
fucking
boys, like,
raisin. Yeah.
yeah. His eyes bugging out and shit, and then he just fucking died. People, I'm just joking. I don't want him to
Look at
die.
this quote. I've heard about space for a long time. It's like someone deciding to go on vacation in a country. Oh yeah, I heard about that place.
Yeah.
Check it out. Yeah.
Imagine like we get like a transmission from space and he's talking about
It's
it in the
fucking
classic
William
like
Shatner.
his
Yeah.
classic intonation and pace. He's like,
Yeah.
space
Space
is
is.
something
I've
else.
heard about it.
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just kind of wanted to roast the idea that a 90-year-old dude just got sent into space.
This is murder.
It feels like murder, like they're setting him up to die, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeff,
He's not making it back. I'm sorry.
what if well, dude, holy shit, it's gonna be fucked
I
up.
don't
What
want
if
to
he
be
actually
right. I
does?
don't want to be right
What if
about
he keels
this. I'm
over and then
sorry.
posts a
This
clip,
is.
and then I post our clip going, "Look, we were right, motherfuckers! Like we
Nah,
fucking called it." No, we wouldn't do that, or
nah.
would we?
That
No,
would
I'm
be
kidding.
in poor taste.
It would be an awful taste. We
Yeah.
would get shot and lit on fire,
Yeah.
even though we're not an entity, physical entity.
Yeah.
Entity. Sorry, I'm horny. Um. Oh my God. Do you wanna talk about this weird piece of news?
All
Oh
right.
my
Let me
God.
get the
Show
screen
them
up
if you.
here.
There's no picture necessarily for this one, but I do want you to sort of because this is just ridiculous and it ties
Yeah.
into something I'm going to talk about Iranian people.
Okay,
That's right,
so
my people.
Turkish man reported missing after a night of drinking in the woods was found after he unknowingly joined his own search party. Tremendous. So, went missing from after his construction job. Went back to it. Basically, they gathered at his friend's place apparently, and then he wandered off into the woods. They created a search party. Fucking joins it. People ask his name, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, this is my name." Oh man, this
It's
is
2 a.m.
crazy.
You get
It's
drunk and go
2
into the
a.m.
woods, and then you join a search party and they're yelling your name. You're like,
Yeah, yeah,
that's me.
that's me.
Guys, okay, here's the thing. It's hilarious that like this is the kind of joke that for Iranian people, I'm one of those people. I am Persian. If you guys listeners don't know, Persian people love to roast Turkish people. They're the
Hmm.
butt of jokes in between Persians. I don't know. I don't quite understand why, and I'm worried that one day it's gonna bite us in the ass. But Persian people roast the fuck out of Turkish people. Like they are the butt of jokes. This is exactly the kind of joke that I would hear like at Persian parties. They will sit and read these jokes and laugh,
Or they will.
and I'm sitting there like this is happening. Like I've sat there at Iranian gatherings and they just go, "Huh." Like, "Okay, Turkey left in karo کرد." Like they just talking about like, "Oh, this guy did this," and then
Fucking hell.
"Huh," and then they just you like the people to laughing at you, huh? Um,
Oh man.
but it's just this joke writes itself. Like it's
Yeah,
perfect
this
for
show writes
what
itself.
I would exactly expect to hear this
This
as a joke when those
this is
parties.
something you would see in Three Stooges or some shit.
Yes.
This is like slapstick comedy.
Precisely, and it was hilarious. When I read it, I burst out laughing. I
Yeah,
was like, "This
that's
is
awesome.
you can't write that shit. You
No.
can't. Like, it's very tough to come up with something like that." But
Speaking of being intoxicated and getting lost in the woods, I'm going somewhere with this. Recently mushrooms got legalized in Canada. Did you hear?
dude, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Then
So
again, in some respects, I live in a whole
so
news world. Tell me more.
now you can go on fucking Ontario.com or whatever it is and you can buy mushrooms and shit. How crazy is
I
that?
would,
Yeah.
I would try it. I
You would
would
try it?
micro dose myself.
If whatever you do,
I'd
just
consider it.
lock yourself in because apparently you can fucking
Trip
wander
the fuck
off.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew people in high school that took mushrooms, and one good experience, one bad, and one was like just like they didn't care for it. So I don't know. The verdict is from people I know is meh, but I know of like personalities that have taken mushrooms and they love it. Maybe they get good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. But actually, microdosing certain things like acid or is it acid or mushrooms? Like they've shown to have therapeutic effects if you need it, but I don't know. I'm not gonna
I
go
can
ahead and tell
believe
you
it.
people.
It's like medicine, and it's inherently does something good for you. But if you overdose it, then you encounter the side effects. It's kind of the
Yeah,
same thing, right?
it could actually damage you. So the whole
Yeah,
idea is like keep it low. If you're gonna
yeah,
do it, keep it super low.
yeah.
Like don't eat a whole stem. Like eat like half,
Hmm.
like a quarter of the stem, and let it sit there and see what happens.
Yeah,
And if you're like looking, if you're wearing a tie and suddenly like the emblems on your tie start floating up, then you know you've hit nirvana or whatever the fuck.
right.
That's new for me. I didn't know that. Holy shit. Thank you for bringing that up.
I
Speaking of,
I think I regret doing that now.
no, don't worry. I wouldn't want to just do it though. I don't see the point. Let's
You
see.
can do
Watch me
whatever you
break that
want.
promise. Watch me break that promise.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the other thing. I talked about personalities, and I associate. Obviously, there's movie personalities now about movies. These firefighters found a quote unquote
Oh
woman
God.
stranded on a cliff, and it was just a movie mannequin. So somebody was shooting a movie at a cliff in California, in Cali Beach, and so they called firefighters to get there. They brought everything, the choppers, the fucking
You gotta
cars,
when you're done
everything.
shooting that scene, you gotta put that shit down, man.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
what.
not
I
good.
think maybe they wanted to come back and try the scene again, so like just leave it.
Yeah, just
Just
fucking
leave
leave
the
it.
mannequin. So it's like someone hanging. If you look at the picture,
Yeah.
someone's like just hanging off the cliff, and they're like, "Oh, it's just someone. It's not even a fucking person." And some witnesses apparently called it, and they
Yeah.
said there's someone without proper climbing gear. Oh
That's
my
what you're
God.
worried about.
Yeah, stranded on the side of a cliff without
Yeah.
climbing gear. If you look at the mannequin up close, it doesn't look fucking good. Like it looks like what it is, but I guess from far you wouldn't know. You see this raven-haired
Yeah, I
mannequin.
can see it.
Yeah.
Kind of
Anyway.
the thing is the hardest features that are to emulate are facing the cliff, so it's kind of a
Yes.
smart
Yeah,
decision actually.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to talk about this last part. Uh,
Oh boy.
this is great. This is a great topic, and you're perfect to lead this. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so we were talking about how you can, in the country that we in my case, Pakistan, or in your case, Iran, you have these computer stores. And in these computer stores, you can get seemingly innocent discs. Let's say you're getting something like a Microsoft Office or Microsoft Windows.
Yep.
It makes sense at the time because we grew up in that country. This for us it was either that or nothing, right? We didn't know how much this shit costs.
I was
So
born here, but I learned about it here. Yeah, but you were there. Yeah,
yeah,
you know more than I
so
do.
yeah, being born and raised there, this was my world for me. I'm like, this is how you do. You go to the store and you buy this disc and you get Windows, right? And you follow
Yep.
the steps. So it was only when Steam and all these sort of online platforms became popular when you realize that all this shit is fucking piracy. So in these fucking countries, they have in the big cities they have these offices where they have very high speed internet or high speed for that country, and they have
Yep.
these a stack of computers, and what they do is they download that software pirated from torrents and whatnot,
Hmm.
fucking make copies of it, and they burn it on the discs. Then they print out the cover, slap it on, and sell it to the fucking store.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up getting Windows 7 for 25 cents.
Yep. Yeah. 25
Yeah,
cents.
that's how you get the whole Adobe suite for a fucking $1.50.
Oh my
You
god.
know. So, and this extends to video games. So, getting getting legitimate video games back home is a project. It's easier to get the ripped ones. So what you do is
Yes.
so what you do is you can either buy your, at that time when I was growing up, it was PS2. So what you would do is you had two options. You either buy your PS2 from the computer store, which already put the mod chip inside it for you,
Yes.
and then you can buy their fucking $1 discs, which are all repros, right? Because
Hmm.
in order to play burned discs, you need to have a mod chip inside your PS2,
Like the
or
wasabi chip. Remember that I told you about
yeah,
that?
like a wasabi chip for the
For
Nintendo
Wii.
Wii, yeah.
Yeah.
Or what if your dumbass uncle got you one from the States, then what you had to do was you had to get it modded because you're not buying legal games back home. Let's be real. They cost what? They cost $60. The currency, with the currency, no way. You're not buying that shit. Your family's whole income is gonna be spent on that shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So what you do is, uh, you get it modded in all these computer stores, and this is all. I don't know if just technology's behind or the police isn't very high tech there and they haven't caught up. This is all out in the open. These shops don't get raided. They don't get copyright strike. They don't get any persecution. This is for all intents and purposes in Pakistan. This is a legitimate operation, which is fascinating.
Yeah, and it's the same with, like, from what I've heard. I'm not born and raised in Iran, but like in 2008, I remember uh like a family friend gave us like this. It was like it's like a booklet with like you could pull it and it's like a bandolier almost of like CDs like
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
and it was like a green cover and it had Farsi writing on it
Of
and it
course.
just had everything you could think. This was 2008 they were doing it. And I was like mind blown. I'm like, this is, I still have it. In fact, I could bring it and show, but it's all the way. Like I gotta
Yeah,
go
yeah,
and
some
bring
other
that.
time.
But so on that note, like I want to say it's hilarious because in Canada, if you're caught with that, I imagine you would get punished more harshly for that than if you had, like, let's say pre-weed legalization. They would
Yeah,
have smacked you harder for that than for like carrying a bit of weed on you,
for sure,
in my opinion.
for
Like
sure.
they would, like they would have started batoning you. Like, where the fuck did you get these CDs? You piece of shit. Meanwhile, if you have like a nugget of weed, they would just like slap you on the hand and put you on your way if they're nice.
I think Bill Gates would be pretty fucking mad if he knew that Windows 7 was being sold in computer shops for 25 cents. I think he just doesn't know.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know, but fuck him.
And to your point, this shit does happen in Canada and P-Mall and all these countries. They
Hell
were all
yeah.
running bootlegs. It's just that they're held to more scrutiny because every once in a while they would get raided and they would get all their shit taken from them.
Yeah, the raids. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
There's
the
been some
difference.
there's been some raids these places have never come back from either. Like it's happened where it's like the raid, I don't know what happened, what was imposed on them, but some places they got raided and I'm like, "Oh, they'll be back." And then they're never back. And you're like, "Oh,
Oh
something
yeah,
bad happened."
oh
Like
yeah.
I don't know what happened, but whatever it is, they must have imposed something on them to scare the
S-
shit out of them.
So the difference
But
is, it's not that in Pakistan they don't have the resources to go after these guys. It's that they don't even realize that this is a fucking wrong concept
oh my
because
God, let me tell
they don't
yeah.
know technology. They don't get how this, for them it's all games, right? They're like, oh, it's
y-
just games. It's harmless.
Yeah,
They don't know it's piracy.
dude. So the thing is, I had a friend of mine whose name I will not mention, of course, to protect him. I mean, I'm shooting myself here, but whatever. Uh, let's just say that the 2021 editions of a bunch of softwares are now very possibly within my grasp. So That's all I'm gonna say. Let's just say this. Hold on, I'm gonna count for you people how many CDs there are. Get ready, and I'm gonna tell you the price. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Here we go. Let me count it live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on. There's more. 9,
My
10, 11,
goodness.
12. 12 divided by 70 Canadian. Let's find out what this is because I can't do math. I'm stupid. 70 divided by 12.
Let's see.
5.83 Canadian per CD.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fucking fucked up.
yeah,
Oh, I was laughing when he sent me the pictures. I was laughing my ass off, just giggling at it, just the whole idea.
yeah.
Obviously, I don't need all of them, but you know,
So
it's
what you have to do, and I come from this background. What you have to do when you install those fucking CDs in your computer is
never update.
not even that. You have to go one step further. You have to go into your firewall, and you have to block that program from accessing the internet.
Yep,
So,
no, you're right. You're
so think
right.
about this. You install a pirated program in your computer, and if you disconnect it from the internet, the nobody knows better, right?
Yeah,
So the next logical step for that is put your internet back into your computer, but only block that program from accessing the internet. And this is very easy to do in Windows. And this is often a step that I would encounter when I was installing these pirated games and software.
you had to do that for the pirated
Yeah,
games.
so they came with these instructions.
Oh,
They
oh,
came with the instructions in the disk. When you put in the disk and you run the setup.exe, there's a readme there, and you have to
that
read
is
that.
so
And
cool.
you'll have to read that because it's different for all the softwares, right?
When I modded my Nintendo Wii, I would download. You remember LimeWire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we used this was the beginning of maybe torrenting, and we had abysmal download speed. So
Oh
I remember downloading Mario Kart on the Wii,
yeah.
and it
Mm.
took days.
Yeah.
And then I remember burning it on the CD and just
Yeah.
putting it in the game. But on PC, it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Pieces.
crazy to think that this has been happening since at least minimum 2007, like
Yeah.
minimum. I would
Oh,
argue even maybe
way
before that.
way before that. Ever since
Yeah.
the it's what people say. Whenever a format is invented, then the piracy starts as soon as it's invented.
This is a great, I love this
Yeah,
topic. It's just so funny when you stop and really think about
yeah.
what is going on and what you can what like people get away with.
Oh
It's
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
So so
And
so these softwares would come with something called a keygen,
yes,
and what that was the people who cracked that software. They figured out the algorithm that generates those serial codes. So once you figure out that formula, you can just generate as many as you want, and the
that's
software will
right.
fucking accept it. All you have to do is block it from accessing the internet so that it doesn't know that it's a fucking invalid code. It's actually pretty
Ah,
genius.
it is genius.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This
So
stuff is
this
endlessly
is a whole
interesting.
industry back home.
You know a lot more about it than I do. I have like more of a service level understanding of it, but you had to deal with it way more.
Oh yeah,
One thing that was an issue was like, you remember Super Nintendo SNES games? They
yeah.
were really expensive, which was like a
They
pressing
were
point
they were.
for my parents. They were like, we had an SNES, but they're like, these games are expensive,
Oh yeah,
right? And I
especially
wonder,
Nintendo games because they never go down in price.
right? So
Yeah.
they were like really pricey. I remember my parents saying like, these games are really expensive, and I wonder if like you could bootleg SNES games on that hardware.
So
I really wonder.
what you did for consoles, for the cartridge-based consoles, was something called a flash card. So,
Oh my
so
God, I'm listening.
this flash card, you get it's basically a game that they copied, a legitimate game. Let's say Bomberman. They got a hold of Bomberman, and when you put the flash card in your console, the console thinks it's running Bomberman, so goes ahead and runs the code. But then in
Oh,
Bomberman, they use some exploit, and that lets them access the memory on the flash card to which you can write a
it's
custom ROM.
crazy.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So
This
you
is
can, so the console think it's playing Bomberman, but you connected it to your computer and you put fucking Zelda on it. Once the console runs the code, that's it. They got access.
this. I had no
This is a
idea
very
about
high
this.
level explanation.
This is high
I'm not
level.
very technical on this, but
No, 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 no,
yeah,
no. But this is interesting as shit for
yeah.
like the cartridge-based games. I had no idea it was possible. I thought it wasn't.
That's what you did for the cartridge based games. Now for the CD based consoles, you had to trick the system into thinking that it was running a legitimate game. One such popular trick was called the hot swapping method, wherein you would put a legitimate game inside first, let the disc reader spin, let it boot up and everything, and while it's flashing all the logos, the Sony computer entertainment and stuff,
Yeah.
then you fucking open the lid, take the spinning disc out of don't and you could cut your hand open on this shit. Take the spinning disc out and put the fucking burned one in, because once it runs the disc, it's already passed the security checks.
Oh my God, this is great. What is this? It sounds like something out of like Mission Impossible.
This is Mission Impossible shit. Because you had to
This is
time it, and it wouldn't always work.
So you'd have to just keep trying.
Yeah,
Oh, that is so. This is Mission Impossible shit.
this was PS1
They
and
should make
PS2
this.
days.
They
Yeah,
should make this a scene in the Tom Cruise movie where he has to do it to save like somebody's life. Like he has to time it
yeah,
right
exactly.
on. Yeah,
It's
and then
like that
he's like,
laser, the laser surrounding the treasure. They disable the
oh
laser and they have to replace it with the dummy one.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
it's
great.
like that
Tom
shit.
Cruise, if you hear us, you need to add this as a scene in your next movie, your next Mission Impossible.
And some people didn't want to do this hot swapping thing because it's a pain. So what they would do is they would put mod chips inside. So you would have to take apart your console.
Yeah,
You need to be good with tools, like basic tools,
yeah,
soldering, circuit boards. You take this mod chip and you short it to certain pins in the motherboard, which
yeah.
basically bypasses the security check. I don't know, the electrical signal goes through the mod chip instead of what's called the BIOS of the console, which is the firmware.
I had a Nintendo DS R4. It broke down over time, and my Wasabi chip broke down over time. I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't last, but they were
Yeah,
nice when I had them.
the shit wasn't, you know,
Yeah,
it was
it was
it
worth it
was
though.
experimental days.
I remember. I think I played like I had a bunch of good DS games.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was great, and I found a website where I could like download them and then put them on the R4.
Yeah.
That shit was dope. It was dope. I think it had like a micro SD embedded in
Yeah.
the Nintendo DS
Yeah, yeah,
cartridge.
yeah.
That shit was fuck. It was cool,
Yeah.
man. It was always and it felt great. Like you would go to a place and somebody you'd be like, "You got an R4 chip," and it's like a
Mm.
drug deal.
It
It's
is like
like
a drug deal, yeah.
it's like it's a fucking drug. Do you have the R4 chips here? And then they like open a booklet. They're like, yeah. They're like they open the booklet. They're like, and they point at it.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes they weren't necessarily English speakers, so you'd
No,
have to like,
no.
figure it out. Ah, this is a magical time. Magical time. Anything else,
Yeah.
man, before we wrap it up,
That's all I
wrap
got,
our
man.
Willie?
That was
Ah, that was fun.
a good blast in the past for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking topic. And I think some people listening will remember some of this shit.
Yeah.
And if you do, comment down below about your experience. Remember, it's a
Hmm.
safe haven here. Don't worry. You can talk about it. I mean, I just lit myself on fire on talking about what I've come into contact with. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'll close this off with the usual. If you haven't done yet, we have our YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube, Bottom Dweller Banter hyphen BDB, just to be sure you get it. Follow us on Spotify, right?
Spotify.
Spotify, Bottom Dweller Banter. Follow us on Twitter at BD Banter Podcast, and follow us on Instagram at Bottom Dweller Banter. And as usual, we're off to go swim away
Fuck, I
like
forgot the
Shark Tale
music.
into the sea of life.
Yeah. Like Will
That's it,
Smith.
people. Like Will Smith in Shark Tale.
Yeah.
God, that movie's not good in retrospect, by
No,
the way.
pretty bad.
Anyway, this is the Bottom Dweller's Tale. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
Peace.